How about Tesla? Nikolai Tesla.
I feel Nikolai Tesla.
Are you aware of this big problem we're having now with dead who don't realize they're dead, so we're calling them undead because we don't know what else to call them that's more accurate.
He's drumming his fingers.
And they're making... Oh, and we also have big problems down here that humanity is destroying all other life on Earth, more than halfway through destroying all other life on Earth, and now projections are that we're literally threatening our own civilization.
That's true.
So everything that you worked for, he would like to see it come down because they didn't choose his way.
That's this feeling.
I understand.
Yeah, I do. He feels like they really deserve all the bad things.
Yeah, they earned it fair and square. I understand. Okay.
I kinda
all
do.
right. We can follow that. How about Lillian Gilbreth?
Dr. Gilbreth? Are
Dr.
you up
Gilbreth? Do you know
Oh.
about this problem we have? I see her. She's in a classroom, and it's like an empty
there?
classroom.
An empty classroom, and it feels like she's been waiting so long.
For somebody to ask her a big question.
Yes.
Ask her anything other than, "Excuse me, miss, which way is the bathroom?"
Yes.
Dr. Gilbreth, do you know about this problem we're having where there are dead people who don't know they're dead, and so we're calling them undead, and because they don't know they're dead, they aren't going up to God, and there's billions of them with a B, billions with a B, billions of these undead, and because there's so many of them, and because thoughts have energy and thought follows thought,
That's right.
and the astrals are collapsing and everything is intertwined. They're really confusing the thinking of anybody who's actually alive,
That's true.
making it much harder to accomplish anything. She's asking what problems it's causing. Well, for example, there's this, apparently there's a fiction going around that it's too expensive to switch over to renewable energy.
Yeah.
So instead we'll just colonize another planet.
Yeah.
Which is several decimal points more of expenditure. That's just crazy. That's just insane. That's absolutely insane, because we would have to build solar panels to get to other planets unless somebody's figured out some other renewable source of energy. And so this is just crazy. Let's just put the solar panels on this planet that we happen to have already and stop trashing the planet and take a hiatus from making babies and stop buying junk that goes into landfills. Just stop all that. Just stop it. Stop it on a dime.
I think I know what's happening.
What?
You know who was just speaking?
No.
Is a higher power who used to speak to Dr. Gilbreth when she was in a body.
Yeah.
And I could see her while he was speaking. It's like she went into a storage closet in that classroom and closed the door so if anyone came in they wouldn't see her.
Yeah.
She sat down on what looks like an overturned bucket and she looked up. And she was listening to that presence who was talking about expenditures and solar power. She could feel the feeling coming in, and she had the feeling of, I don't understand a lot of what's being said. And she stepped into that little room, and she closed the door, and she looked up, and she could hear what he was saying, because solar panels felt like, I'm not entirely sure what he's talking about, and so I'm just going to have to get the vibration of it. And then she listened to him.
Thank you, Dr. Gilbreth. So, Dr. Gilbreth, the issue here is that there are billions of people who believe themselves to be living but are really dead. And they're making everything worse, about 1,000 times worse. We believe the calculation is 4 decimal points. It's about 1,000 times worse.
It feels true.
So we need to get these dead out of here, and it's really a priority, but we don't know how to do it on a mass scale. And so how we've been framing the question is, how do we kill the undead, so
Yeah.
to speak, on a mass scale in a way the undead acknowledge, so that they will come to realize they are in fact dead, and then we'll just go up.
And Dr. Gilbreth was asking now, why is it that they have to acknowledge that they're dead to go up?
I guess we don't need to get them to acknowledge that they're dead, but there doesn't seem to be another way. That we've not found another way to get people to shift dimensions other than
Exactly.
them realizing that they're dead.
That's right.
Otherwise, they don't think they can.
Exactly.
They would just
That's what the
do that
presence
jumping
upstairs
up
is saying.
movement, going I don't know how to.
I can't do it
I don't know how
because
to do
they
it.
believe that they can't do it.
Just try. You try. Okay. Just go up. Just go up to
Just
the
go
next
up to
dimension
God.
up.
Yeah.
Go up to God. Oh, she says, I think I see your point.
Yeah, I feel nodding.
Mhm.
And now she's kind of getting into it.
So we have to get them to realize that they're dead, and they don't want to realize that they're dead, because then it would mean letting go of a lot of pet theories that they've been having about how they're doing this, that, or the others. It seems faster to just kill them, quote unquote, kill the undead,
Yes.
quote unquote, so that then they realize, oh, I just died, and we don't have to go into the fact that they've been dead for 20 years or 2,000 years or however long it's been.
That's true.
That they can just get, oh, I'm dead now, and then go up. And then once they get up to their guardian angel, their angel will help them understand what's been going on.
That's true.
But we've got to get them up to their angels. How do we do it? We've been working with this for maybe a year, maybe longer.
That's true.
How to deal with the masses of the dead.
That's true.
Maybe 2 years, maybe
Maybe
3
longer,
years,
yeah.
maybe 3 years, maybe. How to deal with the masses of the dead. It's really on a mass scale. So how to kill the undead on a mass scale in a way the undead acknowledge. Would you like to work on that problem? She's going to have to think about whether or not she wants to work on it. She doesn't feel busy.
No, it feels like she's got some time on her hands. You know what this feeling might feel like? Is that I haven't worked on an actual problem in a long time.
And I don't know if I still can.
I'm a little rusty, and I'm kind of worried
I won't be able to do it.
I won't be able to do it. And even that the moment you stop kind of bouncing the question past me, I'm going to forget the question exists. And then I'll feel so sad and lost, because I'll know there was something I was supposed to be doing, but I won't know what it was. It's so hard to remember things.
I know. Well, if you want to contribute, that's a way to
That's
contribute.
totally okay.
That is something that you could do. Albert Einstein seems to be working on
He
it.
does. He's still at his
Yeah,
chalkboard.
he's really into it. He says, who else have you asked? We asked Leonardo da Vinci, but he doesn't feel it to be relevant to his time.
That's true.
And we asked Isaac Newton, but he seems to just want to think about things in a disconnected, theoretical way.
Yeah.
And Tesla wants it to come down. He wants civilization to collapse because they stupidly chose the other way of thinking about electricity, which we can follow. Because
I really can.
Tesla was right, and the
That's
other
true.
guy, who we shall not name, was wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
Tesla was right, the other guy was wrong, and we went with the other guy who was wrong. And so Tesla
We meaning
says
humanity on a large scale.
humanity on a large scale. Thank
Oh.
you. Went with the other guy who was wrong, and we should have listened to Tesla, and we should have done it his way, so we can follow his thinking of, hey, this is you guys made this problem for yourselves.
That's right.
I already did try to help you. Don't you remember?
That's true.
Which is valid.
Valid.
So right now we have Albert Einstein and you, Dr. Gilbreth.
That's true.
And if you don't want to do it, it's okay. And we'll go back to the drawing board and come up with other scientists to work with.
You know what Dr. Einstein is saying? is he's saying this is actually the next step in the evolution of physics.
It is.
He's saying this is actually the future of physics, and he's got his finger in the air and he's getting really excited.
It is. They talk about it all the time, energy physics.
That's true.
They said the wiser minds above, the angels, the godly presences affiliated with planet Earth refer to energy physics all the time.
That's true.
This is the next level of physics. We didn't search for greatest physicists. We searched for greatest engineers.
That's
After
true.
we ran out of physicists we could think of off the top of our head, we searched for some engineers,
That's
hoping
true.
for some practical application.
Problem solvers.
Problem solvers.
That's right.
Most of them were not people we would want to deal with.
No, as it turns out.
Right. But this was the list. Well, actually, from that search, what we came up with is Tesla and Gilbreth.
That's true.
And everybody else
Oh, yikes.
was really not somebody we want to work with.
That's true. We meaning the really good guys upstairs.
Godly presences, angels, and godly presences affiliated with planet Earth.
Yeah.
They said, why would we work with basically selfish ingrates like that, who are pretending that they came up with their innovations when we gave them their innovations. I can follow that thinking. It's the same as Tesla saying, why would I want to help you guys? You went with that loser's idea when I gave you the perfect solution, which we can follow.
I can really follow.
Except he's missing the disconnect that it came in from upstairs.
That's true.
All of us looking up to wiser minds above all the time. That's how life is supposed to be. And it feels wonderful to do that, to look up and say, what now, God? What do you want me to do now? And what comes in when we're really quiet, what comes in is always something that sounds impossibly challenging and difficult, and there's just no way that that's really what you want me to do. But when we try to do it, life is beautiful. Which doesn't mean that life is beautiful according to society's definitions, but it feels beautiful inside.
That's true.
Our inner world is beautiful. Will you guys help us figure out this question? How to kill the undead on a mass scale in a way the undead acknowledge, so that they will leave this dimension and go up to God.